Joining me now, three of the best political analysts in the country here in New York. Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist, New York Daily News, Michael Goodwin. Syndicated columnist, Miguel Perez. In our Washington, D.C. bureau, Roger Simon, chief political columnist, Politico.com. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Let's start with what happened to the truce, Miguel. This is turning into just ignorance, in my humble estimation, less humble than estimation, in the Democratic Party. I mean, what in the world is going on?
I think already the polls are beginning to show, Lou, that they're both, Senator Clinton and Senator Obama are hurting, and Edwards is picking up on the polls because of the fighting. The voters don't want to see this. The voters want to see these candidates dealing with the issues, and this race baiting and all of this stuff that's going on. It's crazy.
I mean, could you have possibly anticipated such a thing, Michael?
Yes, yes. I did. In fact, after the debate earlier this week, when they had their truce, I wrote that you can't put these genies back in the bottle, and that's what the truce tried to do. But it's out. It's going to stay out. It's going to flare occasionally, because I think that both of them have, in a way, the similar problem, which is they've got to drive up the negatives of the other person among certain groups.
Is it, in point of fact, Roger Simon, a bit of, is it the background, the legacy, the mindset of the Democratic Party in particular? In my judgment, the Republican Party is on lock, stock, and barrel by corporate America. They simply, they have the majority voting stock in the Democratic Party. But the Democratic Party is truly the party of group and identity politics. Are we watching this simply explode in their faces?
We're watching it get very ugly. Nevada is an interesting stew of contending interests and contending party groups within the Democratic Party. You have Latinos, you have African Americans, and you have big labor. Sometimes those groups have the same agenda, sometimes they don't. You can expect each candidate to exploit his or her advantages and emphasize the disadvantages of their opponents in contests like this.
Yeah, and Lou, don't forget too, in New Hampshire, I mean, Hillary Clinton won by appealing to women. I mean, she saw that after losing Iowa, that became her way out.
Let's go to what happened. The Nevada caucuses, of course, are tomorrow. And the labor union backing Senator Barack Obama, putting out a Spanish language radio spot attacking Senator Clinton that we referred to earlier in the broadcast. Now, here's what the ad says. Hillary Clinton does not respect our people. Hillary Clinton should not allow her friends to attack our people's right to vote this Saturday. Senator Obama wants our votes. He respects our votes, our community, our people. Miguel.
It's obviously meant to mean our Latino people, right? Is that what they're saying?
That's the only thing. Apparently, there is a whole separate group of people in this country, according to that labor union. The culinary workers unite here. It is the kind of thing that I think every American should be offended, especially Hispanic Americans.
Well, you know, that when we talk about pandering, that's what we mean by pandering. Again, if they were serious about talking to us about our issues, that's fine. But when it comes to this kind of thing, where they basically distort reality, then we're all in trouble. All America suffers.
I mean, are we going to reach a point in this country because of this campaign when we should be celebrating the fact that we have put forward a woman to run for president of the United States, a black man to run for president of the United States, in the case of Senator Edwards, a guy who rose from very humble circumstances? We should be proud of that. We're going to see this nonsense, this ignorance become the defining characteristic of the campaign?
I'm afraid we might, yes. And what Lou, as to that ad itself, what's kind of a backfire possibility here is the union, I think, actually had a good grievance there with the way the teachers union, which is a Hillary Clinton backer, tried to stop the caucuses for the casino workers only after the union endorsed Obama. But by making it a Hispanic versus others issue, it could backfire on Obama.
Roger?
Race is never far below the surface in American life, in American politics. We don't like to talk about it, but it's always there. There's no accident that we've only had 2 elected black governors in U.S. history, one of whom is serving now. Only 3 elected black senators, one of whom is serving now since Reconstruction. There's got to be some reason behind that, and Barack Obama is subtly in some ways, but clearly selling redemption as his theme. He's not saying vote for me because I'm black. He's saying if you do vote for me, it sends a good message about the United States and yourself to the world that we can ignore race and elect a black man in this country. Hillary Clinton doesn't like that argument because she thinks it's unfair. And she says, look, it's not just based on race, it's based on experience, it's based on what you can do. It's not just the dreamers, it's the doers. That's the tension there.
And a lot more tension in this race, and we're going to be back with our panel in just a moment. But first, John Roberts, he's in Columbia, South Carolina, with a preview of what's coming up in the election center at the top of the hour. John.
Hey, Lou, thanks very much. CNN Election Center coming up at the top of the hour. The economy, recession, and the possibility of tax rebates are all the talk of the campaign trail today. And it isn't as simple as Republicans cheer, Democrats boo. I'll talk rebates and overall goals with Congressman Ron Paul. What's he really up to here in this campaign? We're also following some potentially important changes in strategy by the Democratic candidates. And there is one way guaranteed to make a South Carolina conservative boiling mad. Find out how coming up at the top of the hour. Lou, we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, John. A reminder to vote in our poll tonight. The question, President Bush says if Congress passes an economic stimulus package, the country will be just fine. Do you agree? Yes or no? Cast your vote at LouDobbs.com. Results upcoming. And we will return with our panel in one moment. Stay with us. We're going to find out what those Republicans are up to.
CNN exclusive.
News in the morning. American Morning. CNN Mondays, 6 a.m.
This election season,
stop saying Barack Obama isn't black enough.
the voice of reason is back.
Usually when people are on a quest, they say it's romantic. No,
It's way not romantic.
Real time with Bill Maher.
how can you look in a monkey's eye and want to start a monkey fight? Can you just let it all out on our show here tonight? I mean, it's on HBO. Anything could happen.
Unabashed, uncensored, unfiltered election coverage. All new episodes of Real Time with Bill Maher tonight at 11, only on HBO.
Sunday, Dr. Brady Barr enters the world of the hippo.
This is a really, really dangerous animal.
By becoming one. And he'll do it in a 200-pound hippo suit.
I'm gonna get inside the suit and approach them.
In the middle of a swamp.
He's looking right at me.
At night.
Oh no. This is killing me.
Dangerous Encounters Undercover Hippo premieres Sunday at 9 on Nat Geo, Channel 162.
Let me tell you about a very important phone call I made. When I got my Medicare card, I realized I needed an AARP Medicare Supplement insurance card too.
One simple call gave me the chance to talk with a personal health insurance advisor
who answered all my questions about Medicare supplement plans.
If you're already on or eligible for Medicare, call now to find out how an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, helps you pay some of the 20% of your medical expenses not covered by Medicare Part B. That can save you thousands of dollars. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans exclusively endorsed by AARP, a name you trust. When you call now, we'll send you this free information kit, plus this free guide to understanding Medicare.
I can keep my own doctor and choose my own hospital.
and I don't need a referral to see a specialist.
You don't have to be an AARP member to call 1-800-275-4107 now. A personal health insurance advisor is waiting.
UFOs in Texas, we're there live. Larry King tonight.
We're back with Michael Goodwin, Miguel Perez, and Roger Simon. Roger, the Republicans, I mean, my gosh, Mike Huckabee is starting to make, he's starting to sound really different than he did in New Hampshire and Iowa.
Well, he's facing a tough contest in South Carolina. It really is a must-win state for him. He did win Iowa, but that seems like a long time ago. There's a big evangelical population in South Carolina, a lot of Southern Baptist. He's a Southern Baptist minister. And if he's ever going to play the family values and Bible card, this is the place to play it, and he's playing it.
I mean, how many cards are there to play in this thing? I mean, we're running out of cards to count. We've got race, we've got gender, we've got ethnicity. I mean, we've got evangelicals, we've got, I don't know.
Well, and who was Penn of Clinton's campaign has a book out, Micro Trends. I mean, the groups are getting broken down into smaller and smaller segments, and they're being targeted. The internet lets you target, direct mail, all these things are targeting
Miguel,
groups.
is this our fault in the media that we tolerate this, that we put up with this and we play off of it, and even deal with these candidates in the terms that they define?
In some ways it is. I think we need to challenge the calendars. I mean, a couple of reporters in the last couple of days have actually challenged Bill Clinton. One reporter challenged Clinton, another reporter challenged Romney. I think we need to do that a lot more often because, you know, they're getting caught. They're getting caught when we do that. It's very important.
Let me quote you, if I may, from your latest column, saying Senator John McCain has the potential to motivate Latino voters. And this is what you write. Latino Americans who live next door to illegal immigrants may have enough votes to elect the next president. And in the end, immigration may swing this election, but in the opposite way than the conservative candidates expected. Why do you think that would be the case?
Well, you have, on the Democratic side, you have Hillary and you have Obama, both favor immigration reform, comprehensive immigration reform, which means some kind of legalization plan. On the Republican side,
we call that amnesty.
Okay, you call that amnesty. We've agreed on that. And then on the other side, you have only McCain, as far as Latinos are concerned. So McCain is the leverage for Latinos. Listen, what happens is Democrats usually take Latinos for granted. They give us a lot of lip service. They do nothing for us.
And then 60% of Latinos, Hispanic Americans vote for them.
Vote for them. But in this case, now we have McCain to say, hey, listen, we have an alternative.
When we talk about the Hispanics doing that, and white folks of all stripes vote for either Democrat or Republican Party, and these are the two parties that have made the dadgum mess that we're in. So let's be really clear. All races, as far as I'm concerned, are absolutely equal in their stupidity in supporting these two parties.
Well, that's another thing. I mentioned this to you last week. I was waiting for Bloomberg. Because a lot of Latinos really are tired of both parties, just like we are here very often on this program.
It sounds like we need a new candidate to get tired of.
Well, we're not going to have to wait long for Bloomberg. I mean, he's out there today. His speech yesterday in New York City was supposed to be a State of the City speech. In fact, it was really an announcement speech. He left town immediately to travel to Texas and California. So he's running. The question is, does he make it official or does he back off?
Well, if someone can show me a way that Michael Bloomberg gets the 270 electoral votes, I'll buy him a drink or dinner or something. He may be running, but he does not have a strong case unless both parties nominate extremists that drive voters into the arms of an independent candidate. And I don't think that's very likely this time.
They vote, I'm sorry, an extremist from these parties?
He needs to have candidates who don't represent a moderate position in either party. He needs extremes on the Democratic side. He needs extremes on the Republican side. So most voters who are in the middle say, well, my gosh, there's no choice. I have to go for an independent candidate, even though independents rarely win. But how likely is it that both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are going to nominate this time extreme candidates who will scare voters to a third-party position?
Well, I mean, I'll give you the example right there.
You're going to have to be a quick one.
Huckabee and Edwards would leave the middle open.
Huckabee, you consider Huckabee and Edwards as the extremes?
Yes. Well, I mean, of the people who have a real shot.
Okay. That's interesting. I think we'll take that up, let's say, Monday. Roger Simon, you've got a lot of work to do down there. We thank you for sharing part of your evening with us. Roger Simon, Politico.com. Thank you, sir. Michael Goodwin, Miguel Perez. Gentlemen, as always, thank you both. And still ahead here, the results of our poll, some of your thoughts, and a great deal more. Well, a lot more. Stay with us.